I'm the only white face in this area. You don't belong here. Stop, I'll shoot you in the back.
Unfortunately, I got a little nervous tonight because Copville was in the building, so I'm trying to compose myself.
What is up? Copville is in the building. And for those that didn't know, I always wear a hat, I shave my head, and I'm bald. Not by choice, but I embrace it since I was about 22. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Locked Up with Copville. This episode is going to be me yapping, so if you don't like me talking, like my wife doesn't, it's time to turn it off. So the episode is called What Side Are You On? And we have a divide, I think, that's becoming more apparent in law enforcement, where you have the side of guys that are still getting after it, that take this job extremely serious. They're serving warrants, they're finding dope, they're doing all that cool stuff. And then you have a side of law enforcement that is not interested, and they've been targeted and recruited to this new, softer, community service oriented side of law enforcement, and it's becoming a huge problem in law enforcement in general. Like, I can see it down the middle. You have the old school that was just it was too rough. They were doing crazy things. You have that middle of the area where I think from like 2000, when I started, late 90s, 2000 through like 2010, 11, 12, we were doing things. We were getting things done. We were extracting drugs from people's mouths, and they were prosecuting these guys for tampering with evidence. We were chasing cars. We were doing things. And then you lead up to George Floyd and the Trayvon Martin and the George Floyd and defund the police. And now we're all the way on this other side where we're recruiting just trash. And I don't mean all new cops are trash. I just mean we're targeting an audience of people that, in my opinion, don't belong in this job. And I'm going to highlight some of that. So what got me on this topic, actually, I actually got this idea this morning. That's why I don't have a hat on. It was last minute. But I saw this. This is from Surviving Policing. And what this says is promoting cops that were never good street cops never makes sense and should be banned. I'm sorry. So I saw that and I'm thinking, you know what? This guy is absolutely right. He posts a lot of quotes. He does a lot of training stuff. And that is one of the most accurate statements I can think. If you've never done the job, street cop, and really gotten after it, how do you go up to the next level of rank and lead those type of people? If you did get after it and you were a hard charger, I think you have an easier time leading people that maybe drugs and evil isn't their thing. Maybe it is community service police, community-oriented policing, or school resource. Maybe it is that we need those people. But I think that person who has been at a high level, performing at a high level, doing the street level stuff that can balance some leadership in there, not every single one of them, but most of them, that can balance some leadership in there. If you progress your agency with those type of people, I want you in your head to think about the guys that you worked around and the people you've worked around that were just hard chargers, that never got promoted, never got moved up the ranks, never had an opportunity to be in charge. Think about if they would have. But we have created a law enforcement field now that is, it's gone. It's not based on performance. It's not based on your ability to be a cop. It's based on politics, staying out of trouble, which, being a street cop, you're not going to stay out of trouble. And then, DI, 30 by 30, all these wild things have taken over. And I'm in Florida. And even in Florida, it's changed. Like, everybody, we see what's going on up north. We see what's going on up in all these other places. But it's coming here too. And then this is another video I saw. This is a little longer, but this is like I'll let you watch it. Just think about what this interaction and what, is it good, bad, and different? Is it tough? Let's check
I'm
it.
so scared. I'm so scared, tough guy. I'm so scared, bro. I'd whoop your fucking ass.
You ain't whoop care.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, door you.
Yep. Yep. That's right.
Scumbag.
Without the badge, I'd fuck you up.
Door right now. Open the door.
You're lucky I'm working, bro. What a douchebag.
You guys looking for a driver?
What's that?
Looking for a driver?
A driver?
Yeah.
You want to drive?
Yeah.
All right. Actually, if you want to take that guy in the back of that car to the jail, you're more than welcome to take him out there. That'd save us a trip.
Why don't we take it to the woods and shoot the if I'm wrong?
You better have backup when you open this door.
Oh, okay.
Because I will kick you in the mouth.
Okay.
All right, you better have backup. I'm gonna teach you a lesson.
I can't wait to see the lesson.
You ain't no business handcuffing me. You fucking what the fuck? You banged my fucking head into the door. Yeah, you hit the brakes awful hard, didn't you?
So I'll end it there. So that's newer. I don't know where it's from, and I'm not throwing that guy under the bus, but as you can see, I've been there. I've talked some shit like that. I've gotten after. Is it professional? I mean, obviously this guy is in cuffs. He's running his mouth. He's talking smack. Cops giving it back to him. I know Izzo would have a huge problem with this, and I know a lot of people would say this isn't professional, but I mean, before body cams and cameras, like we got back and forth with people. And you know what? The next time that guy runs into you, I don't know if he wants to run his mouth. He knows you're serious. He gave me the old brake check. I actually didn't watch it that far when I first recorded it or downloaded it to send over. And I was, I saw the brake check. Professional, I would say I can't even argue. It doesn't look great, doesn't sound great, but at the same time, one of my biggest problems is everybody watches these videos and sees these people out of control and says, God, I'd beat that dude's ass, or that dude needs his ass whooped, or that guy needs this. So cop talks a little smack, gives him the old brake check, and I think everybody flies off the handle and, oh, this is unprofessional. But at the same time, is it? Like, it's funny to me because I'm out of this. I don't have to worry about it anymore. But I can see where that guy could get written up. I can see where another supervisor go, hey, man, chill out. Or I can see where somebody would go, oh, my God, this is the worst thing I've ever seen. This is an ethics violation. Let's demote him. Let's do whatever. So it can go many, many, many ways. So there's that. Then let's go into like what we're seeing now in policing. So one of the things we see now in policing crazily is this behavior. Hold on to the handrails, man. This one's tough, but this is a cop. This is a video about a cop. This is what she puts on the internet. Do with it what you will.
It's not a hookup. Don't think about it too much. You just need to pick up. Then we can pick up. Don't think about it too much. Don't think about it too much. Don't think about it too much. Do you think about the days when we sat down smoking wine and drinking haze? Is it the other way?
That's all I could take. Then we got that. We got the get ready with me generation of cops that the production nonsense that went into setting that camera up and doing all those things. You cannot convince me that person takes this job serious. You cannot convince me. You cannot convince me they train. I saw an unstaged tourniquet, which is always going on. Equipment mess all over the vest. Nobody's checking that. That's what we're at. That's policing. I mean, the stark contrast in the difference of policing. Let's go back. So that's what we're doing now. I love this video. So we're doing that now. This is what this is where we've evolved to. And then we got stuff like this that was being put out a long time ago.
My license. Why don't you come get it? Drop the knife. Fuck you. I said, drop the knife.
Oh, so that was an old ass video, like training video from an agency. So we've gone from that extreme where the asp was just going to make people give up, and everybody's good, to social media madness, where videotaping the whole day. I know I made TikToks. I got sucked in for a very short time and made some quick transition videos, a couple other corny ones. Thought I was making a difference. Quickly realized it was a mental illness and it was self-serving, had nothing to do with productive police work and helping the job. What that girl did in that video does nothing for law enforcement. It doesn't connect her to anybody. It doesn't help humanize the badge. It doesn't bring awareness to anything. It is simply a mental health issue of using the job to fulfill your internal need for attention. And where that's dangerous is this girl will drive around. Some people think it's cute. She will never get in trouble. She'll never get in a bad situation. And unless she gets in a bad situation and gets injured or killed, and we pray that doesn't happen, but she's not prepared. But she'll never put herself in that, should I take this guy to the ground? This guy's acting up. Should I reach in this car and pull this guy out? She'll never get in that position. But she may end up like IA lieutenant one day. She may end up a sergeant one day. And she's going to look at you and go, why did you tackle that guy? Why did you tase that guy? I would never do that. Of course you wouldn't. You're worried about your Starbucks order and you're worried about, video and stuff, your pink handcuffs and your badge. Like, of course you're never going to end up in that situation. So obviously, but that may be a sergeant or supervisor one day. And that's a huge problem. And so then we got that. So let's go to the other end of the spectrum. Let's look at these guys. That's the disaster. Where's these guys getting after it? Here, let's go here. So then you get to this level of police work.
You better put it down, bro. I'm gonna shoot you, bro. I'm gonna shoot you, bro. You better put it down, bro. You better put it down, bro. I'm gonna shoot you. Put it down. Put it down. Put it down. All right, ceasefire. 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 I got him.
My man, that was, I'm going to play that back. This is one of the smoothest reloads under stress I have ever seen. Let me make my face big again. Tyler gets mad when I don't do this. My man, if you just watch that, first of all, armed subject foot pursuit. Do you think either of those two guys in that car have got ready with me videos, all that garbage? Absolutely not. I see veins. I see tattoos, which indicates shape. I see cardio. I see communication. I see, even though yelling, calmness, enough to yell, ceasefire, and then the reload. Then the reload is like, what? I got to figure out how to get back there. So, no, ugly man small. No, there we go. So, let's go back and watch that reload because that was epic. This is the boom, 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 malfunction, boom, boom. I'm sorry, it wasn't a reload. Forgive me, I know everybody's gonna go crazy. It wasn't a reload. It was a malfunction. Obviously, his gun jammed, but the tap, rack, boom, buddy. That dude is it. Both those dudes are it. That is foot pursuit, armed subject, shots fired, little yelling, calm, malfunction, fixes a malfunction, dude has the wherewithal to say sees fire because he sees a guy's down. Think about the contrast of those two videos. You just saw a girl do her whole day, get ready, front to back, and you saw two dudes jump out of a car with an arm. Do you think in any world, any alternate universe, that chick in that video is prepared to jump out and do what those two dudes just did? Not because she's a female, take that out of it. Is her mind, and I only say her because she's a her. That was a dude getting ready. I would say he. Do you think in her wildest dream of Starbucks, Chick-fil-A, fancy bag, she has ever in her mind thought, I might jump out of this car and get in a fucking 100 speed foot pursuit down the road, screaming at a guy with a gun and engage him on the run, fix a malfunction in my gun, stay on target, stay focused. He was even in cover. He was behind a vehicle, kind of canted. No, absolutely not, because she's never trained it. She's never thought about it. She's never done it. Those guys have had reps. You can look at those two guys and say they have had reps in the game. They have done it. They've seen it. They know it. They know it. So it's wild times. All right, let's go with another video. So here's some other adversity you can deal with. So now you have guys doing their job. I don't know where he's running to, but then you have a female come out. Those are NYPD. They're enforcing some basic garbage. They're selling stuff on the side of the road. But now you have a civilian that tries to trip them. They end up going hands-on arresting her. So again, all these different areas of the world, all these different places, and all these different scenarios are happening all the time. And what side are you on? That was that name of the episode. What side are you on? You have the clowns and you have the street guys. And then somewhere in the middle, you have to lean one way. And I don't mean when you lean that way, it's not just talking about it. I got mindset. I'll perform the day it happens. I'm ready when it happens. That ain't going to do it. And I've been, as much as my life is out there, I got accused of something yesterday, like harassing insubordinates. And that was the word the guy used, was I was harassing my insubordinates, which is completely made up. And then you saw Anti-Hero, for those who haven't seen, Anti-Hero is being sued by Rob O'Neill. I put myself out here, but I have been, and I'm very honest, I have been not well trained. I've been not well trained. I've been lazy. I came out of the military. I got into that grind as a cop. I started out as a really squared away street cop. I got sucked into dope, kind of got out of shape, got a little lackadaisical. I remember coming back to the road after the long stint in dope, and my skills were not sharp. And this is somebody, again, who I was I wouldn't say well trained. What's the word I want to use? I was very aware of the job. I didn't train jujitsu. I wasn't in the gym yet, but I was in good shape when I started, 2001, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, before I got into dope. I had street smarts, and I worked with a bunch of guys who had street smarts. So we did a lot of things. We did very dangerous things, but we never got injured. We were good at what we did. So when I say that, I mean good. When I use the word good, you can classify it any way you want. I'm not saying I'm a good cop, I'm a great cop, anything. I'm just saying I felt like I was doing good things. Went in the dope, narcotics, got out of shape, lost all those skills. Basic training stuff. We didn't shoot a lot at the agency. We just did quals and all that stuff. I came back out, and I remember one of my first stops was with my buddy Matheson, and stopped a dude, Michael Saylor. I'll never forget it. Black dude, Michael Saylor, on he had crack pipe, drugs. My skills diminished. I didn't read him his rights. I searched him. I'm like, hey, you got anything on? Everything was garbage. Everything I did was, I didn't violate his rights. I just didn't do things in the right order. I was off my game. And I'll never forget Matheson looking at me in disgust. And he was like, bro, what is wrong with you? That was a ridiculous stop. You did everything wrong. And he got in his car and left. And he was right. Long before TikTok, when he was right about that, he was right. I had lost or diminished skills because of my assignment for years not doing street stuff. But I did it once. So then I went, okay, I fucked that up. Let me go back to what I and get it back together. And back, everything's fine, right? What if you never had that? What if you never had those street smarts? What if you never had that street contact? What if you never did those things at all in your career? And you started out new in this new policing world of everybody's great. Look at me. I'm going to make my Starbucks order. I'm going to do all those things and make these videos. And you never had that moment of, I've been in a foot pursuit in the middle of the hood, or I've had to pull my gun out on somebody. I've had to tase somebody. I've had to jump on somebody. I've had to do these things. You've been through basic law enforcement academy, no advanced training, and you're protected now because in this today's world of policing, these cops are protected. Supervisors can't get on their ass anymore. The good supervisors can't get on their ass anymore because it's frowned upon to like hold people accountable. It's frowned upon to tell a cop, especially these new generation of cops, you can't say, hey, this is all jacked up, dude. Like, what are you doing? It's created a world of insanity because none of these street guys that started when I did and got to that level are in leadership. Or if they are, they're demoted, run out, moved, whatever it may be. None of them are up there. The people in charge of these agencies locally where I live, and I'm sure it's all around, haven't done much. Haven't done much at all. And it's the way we always did it, guys. And it's just a disaster. So I'm gonna bring up another video. This one went crazy. Dom Izzo actually supported this. And I'm going to have a completely opposite opinions. For those that think me and Dom Izzo always agree, we do not. I couldn't disagree with him more about this video that I'm going to play. It's been sent to me 1,000 times. I know I'm right because 1,000 people think it's garbage. But I'm going to let it play out. And obviously there's a part at the beginning that absolutely sets the tone. But Izzo said, oh, they stayed in the fight. They got it done. I'll let you watch.
Yo, it's Sunday, wake up at 3:45, and I was still feeling buzzed from the night before. Put on the TV set, put the cables out. Damn, only a night before the Chavez bout. I get dressed, put on my baggies and
2 tasers out. They get lucky. The wrong way sign pretty much sums up this video. She's heavy by nature, but she's heavy on the body. Got her taser out still. Hands on the ground, your taser out. That usually leads to like an OIS. So I'm surprised Dom has that opinion. On and on and on. This is a female bad guy. Taser's still out. She's cuffed now, it looks like. I see the fancy Apple Watch there on the left wrist. So, right? Am I right? Wrong way. So my version of this is they got lucky. Yeah, could anybody fall? Yes, anybody. I fall, dude. One of my stories is I remember chasing a 14-year-old female runaway. Brand new guy, still in great shape. Ran through a bank parking lot and ate it in front of an entire drive-through at the bank. Face first in the ground, asphalt, bleeding, and then I would turn the corner and all the guys caught her, and I'm over there, cars in the middle of the road, doors open, ate it. Anybody can fall. Anybody can fall down. It's funny, the beginning, but if you continue watching that video, this is the standard we've created, is they got lucky. Both tasers are out. Hands on with the taser, and I'm not here to talk tactics. I'm here to talk smarts. It's not smart. That lady pulls that taser away. Are we killing her? And that's where I'm surprised with Dom is like, oh, we go to our weapon right away. Well, if that taser gets taken away, I don't know what's going to happen, but it probably wouldn't be good. And you know, to say they stayed in the fight. Obviously, my wife is a female cop who is extremely well trained in firearms tactics and jiu-jitsu and all that. I still worry about her. I mean, she's a good sized female. She lifts weights. She's in good shape, but I'm 5'11", 205. I mean, does jiu-jitsu work? Yeah, it absolutely works, but she's still a female. So I worry. And, here's 2 females. If that dude is what? My size, 5'11", 205, 5'11", 220, 5'5", 190, 180. Is that going to end that way? You tell me what you think. But so again, I was surprised because that is the classic. They got lucky. Um, they got lucky, and I'm not just shitting on women because this what side are you on leads to stuff like this. Like this guy on the right is being brought into law enforcement, and that is a welcome aboard post. Like, look at this guy. Is this guy running down the street, ripping the gun out, fixing a malfunction, getting everything going back in the fight? You tell me. You tell me. We have lost. We've lost the toughness in law enforcement. We've lost the ability to hold accountable. Was it right when I was a new cop? No, I got screamed and yelled at. I got cussed out, even as recently making SWAT in 2018. The major in charge, John Burdock, was like a drill sergeant. He was like the drill sergeant from Full Metal Jacket. But you know what? We needed it. You know, I respect him more now than ever before. And he was on my ass, man. I made SWAT and it was everything I did. He was he was on my ass. Like it was tough. Was a little too tough, even for me. I remember the first couple days at training after I made the team. It's like, fuck, dude, I gotta go. This dude's gonna scream and yell at me. Everything I do is gonna be wrong. But I came from the United States Army infantry, so I knew it. I knew how to deal with that. Is that right for everybody? No. But is it? Was it better than what we got going on? I would say absolutely. Somewhere in the middle of that, of the John Burdock and the fairy princess shit we're dealing with now, closer to the John Burdock side, is where policing should be. You still have to hold a standard. You still have to be accountable. You still have to get after people. And when people don't do the right thing, when deputies don't do the right thing, supervisors need to be able to get in their ass, man, and say, hey, this is fucked up. But I don't know that we're allowed to anymore. And then I'm going to play. So one more video so I don't just pick on women, or one more picture. I mean, I looked at this for a while and I realized that at first I'm thinking he doesn't have a gun belt on, but he does. He has a leg strap down there. And then this mess on his vest, and then this sticking out, stomach, and whatever. So it's a problem across the board. It's not just a female problem. It's not just a male problem. I think the females make it worse for themselves because of the videos. Like, I can't open TikTok. I don't open TikTok till somebody sends me a video, and I'm like, all right, the only way to view this is to open it. And I try to avoid that. And if you start scrolling TikTok, if you just go, it's cop after cop after cop after cop dancing and doing all this stuff. And we just lost, Devin Jaramillo down in Miami, all on video, completely in control. What appears in the fight, he's on top of the guy. He's got him mounted. He's doing all the right things with jiu-jitsu. You can tell he's trained. The guy gets his gun and kills him. Guy gets his gun and kills him right here, 2.5 hours away. And yet people, they don't learn from that. That video to me is one of the toughest, and I hate the fact that it's online. I guess it helps a little bit that you're going to learn from it. I hate that within hours of that video of that Miami-Dade sheriff's officer being killed was online, and people are watching him get executed. It's disturbing. But take the monetary training side of it, which some pages I think posted it for that. You see a guy that isn't these two chicks doing garbage. He isn't making get ready with me videos. He isn't. I watch videos of him now. I've seen videos of him in the academy squared away. I've seen he was involved in an officer-involved shooting in, I believe, April. Very good tactics. Shot a guy. I don't know if he killed him, but he shot a guy, armed subject, laid him down. Good tactics, took charge. In that video, I could see other officers not really engaging and getting close. So this is a guy that really, really trains and really took the job serious. And you can tell by the video, the ground fighting and what he does. And unfortunately, he lost his life, and it's tragic. But just like, you watch your MMA fighter, you watch all these professionals, these guys that do the best training in the world. Conor McGregor lost. Mike Tyson lost. These guys lost. These guys that were ready to fight every day of their lives, at some point, somebody got lucky or somebody did something that they lost. And these guys are the top tier trained guys on earth. And you got cops walking around not taking it serious. So my question to you is, what side are you on? And when I say that, we can't, if you don't want law enforcement to completely just go away, and I know Chicago, New York, with the election up there, I know some of these big cities, it's almost impossible. So let's look outside that. Let's look at Florida, where it's kind of going the wrong direction. Let's look at some of these rural areas where we can make a difference. We need good guys to step up and say something and not let this bullshit standard continue to fall and fall and fall. That's why I've gotten so heavily involved in this stuff, because I want to try to help swing elections and get good people in office that will provide good service to community and take care of their cops the right way. That's why I joked about this the other night, with all the stuff going on with lawsuits and being back in the spotlight, and people clipping me and talking smack about me. I had a local attorney call me a racist, essentially, and then all this stuff, whatever. It's that important to me to say, one, we need to get awareness and get guys to step back up and go, man, I can't sit around and take this anymore. We have to say something. We have to get a better union. We have to get a better group of guys together. We have to start telling people all the crazy stuff that's going on. And that is so important. And two, we need somewhere to, we need a platform to get that out. Once you form that and you get that idea that we're not going to stand, we need somebody to push it out. And that's where I'm at. And then three would be the other side of this, which is connecting people in need, people like Jack Gersmeyer that has cancer, who's a young cop who down in the dumps. How do we, we get Jack in touch with Jerry Worms. Jerry Worms, day one OG cop on the cops, Broward County. As I get connections and as people talk to me and I'm able to start helping people find those connections and motivate themselves and motivate others, that's what this is about. The memes are rough sometimes. They're funny. They're crude. I do go back and forth, but people hate me. They clip me. I know there's pages that just talk the most nonsense about me. That's fine. I'll take the heat. But the goal of this is to bring awareness to the problem that we're on there's a division in law enforcement from complete fuckery and dudes that are still getting at it. And it's too far to the fuckery. We have to bring it back to the middle. And two, guys, like I said, need a place to talk, place to be able to conversate and get stuff out there. And then three, making good connections. So this Saturday, we're at a event in St. Pete, veteran-owned brewery, all that stuff. And that's us going out. We went to the VFW. We actually paid money to go to the VFW in Orlando to try to reach that community of the VFW's kind of falling apart. Yes, I make some money off this, not very much. It's not about that. I'm retired. I'm doing fine. I feel like I lost out the last few years of my career by being railroaded and getting out of putting bad guys in jail and helping people in the community. I like to help people. I really did. I lost that. So what's the next best thing? Sometimes I think it would have just jump on the couch and never be seen again. That might, sometimes I think that's easier. But as I've progressed through this, it's a mental struggle sometimes with being in people talking shit and clipping you and making fun of you and pulling your file and coming after your family and all these things that people do. At the end of the day, I want to provide you guys with a place, somebody to talk to. If you're having mental health issues, if you're having issues with your whatever, having any issues, or you want to get your squad some recognition because you guys deserve it for doing hard work, or if you want help with small business advice or getting your website launched, all that kind of stuff. I've done it. I've made all the mistakes and I'm here. So I appreciate it. That's it. Tonight, tune in 7 p.m. We'll have Hot Topic with Copville and Jordan Innes. Tomorrow, Thursday, 8 a.m. or 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Anti-Hero broadcast. And then tomorrow night on the night shift. And I have some big announcements. Myself and my guest last week, Jason Vocharek, have talked about possibly teaming up. So we'll see how that goes. And until then, stay safe. Make sure you're in the right side of law enforcement. And stay vigilant. Train, and be ready for the fight of your life.
I'm the only white face in this area. You don't belong here. I'll shoot you in the back.
Unfortunately, I got a little nervous tonight because Copville was in the building, so I'm trying to compose myself.